Gave of being in an island, for example, that's those are places where you can't it cannot just connect to the grid. I'm curious how power goes to the island of Lamu, for example. I've been there multiple times. I don't know, like how power gets there.
Probably
that's
underwater.
A good question.
Probably underwater.
Because
there are those areas. Because I'm looking at areas. Let's say, for example, like northeastern, northeastern. I'm sure. Power grid, steamer, poles, Zico. But places like islands, that I'll be very curious as to how to
Islands are unique in nature,
Yeah.
but what I'm just saying is that there's no country, when you look at the countries that we look up to that have developed, there's no country in the world that has this, that tells people, jitegeme, there's no water there, dig a borehole, there's no power, find a solar solution. Yes, like you do have
Native Americans.
You do have people using those options. Solar is an option beyond having that main grid there. So you have the main grid, but you choose to use solar and you sell back power back into the grid when you have excess power. Areas that are very windy, like they could use those windmills and they could sell back power to the grid. But there's no replacing the fact that we need a grid across the board in different parts of the country. This thing of always, of fantasizing with struggle, like come up with your own solutions. Oh my goodness, you guys are so creative. No, you gotta, these things, water, electricity, it takes so much away from kids that are going to school. When you go to parts of Kilifi County, unakuta watoto wakienda skuli, like in parts of in areas like Cheshale, an area called Gongoni, where I own some land. You find kids going to school, wanaenda skuli na hii naitwaje na hii kitu kifagio. Wanaenda skuli na kifagio, and you're like, why? And then they're all carrying easy jerrycans, zamaji, and that's an area that is so beautiful. You can see there's water, but the homes are just not connected to a proper water supply. And that's what needs to be solved.
In parts of Kilifi, you'll find a very nice structure, home here, and right next to it, a mud hut.
Yes,
and those are not that you see them.
Yeah, and that's a reality. The problem with the way our politics is set up is that you need to keep those poor people so that you can give them some breadcrumbs and tell them that nimewasaidia sana, and then they vote for you.
Yes.
Yes, and to me, I think that's a problem. Even the way CDF, I do understand CDF has created a lot of change, but if it's not properly coordinated, you find a lot of misprioritized projects. The priority is on projects that give the member of parliament visibility, like a building, a high school building that has a name. It doesn't matter that there's another high school right across the line in the next constituency, which could serve the same kids.
Yes.
But because, this is something
you've built a school, but the kids cannot even get to it.
Yes.
The roads are impassable. There's nothing.
Something like a sewer system. You can't put Muhammad Ali, NGCDF.
No, you can't.
And that's more important.
Yes.
So you have, all these players, because they're also fighting for their own survival.
Right.
They're not going to prioritize, these projects that where they cannot put their name and take selfies and show out to people. So that's just another problem that we have with the current political system that we have.